Imagine an Indian origin activist sitting in the United States record a message for the mayor of New York. Her demand is extraordinary. Prevent the Sarsanghchalak of the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, Dr. Mohan Bhagwat, from addressing an event in the city. The proposed program is not a secret political meeting. It is an event involving members of the Hindu American community. Yet a coordinated attack is launched to stop an Indian cultural leader from speaking on American soil. The woman making this appeal is Sunita Viswanath. But the question is, who is Sunita Viswanath? Which organization does she represent? Who are her partners? And is this campaign merely the objection of one individual or part of a much wider interconnected activist network?
ये एक महिला बैठी हुई है राहुल गांधी के बगल में। जब वो अमेरिका गए थे तो उनके बगल में इनके एक पिक्चर रिलीज हुई थी। पता है ये कौन है? सुनीता विश्वनाथ। भारत के विरोध में भारत के बाहर जितने नैरेटिव चल रहे हैं उसमें इसकी बड़ी भूमिका है, लेकिन हमको पता ही नहीं है कौन। ये यदि पिक्चर दिखेंगे तो ये एक इकोसिस्टम है, भारत विरोधी जो सारा इकोसिस्टम आज अमेरिका से चलता है उसमें केंद्र की भूमिका में सुनीता विश्वनाथ है।
Namaste, I am Nishant Kumar Azad and you are watching Organiser. Sunita Viswanath represents an organization called Hindus for Human Rights, commonly known as HFHR. The name sounds carefully selected. It presents the organization as a Hindu voice speaking in the language of human rights. But its campaigns raise an important question. Whom does this organization actually represent? Does it represent the wider Hindu community in America? Or does it use a Hindu identity to provide legitimacy to campaigns directed repeatedly against Hindu organization, the RSS and Bharat? In her video, Viswanath appealed to New York Mayor Zohran Mamdani to oppose Mohan Bhagwat's scheduled appearances. She attempted to portray the RSS and its Sarsanghchalak as being incompatible with the values of New York. Let us pause here. The United States constantly speaks about freedom of speech, religious liberty, and the right of communities to assemble peacefully. These freedoms cannot be selectively applied. If groups critical of Bharat are free to conduct conferences, organize protests, and approach American politicians, why should Hindu Americans not be allowed to invite and listen to what Dr. Mohan Bhagwat has to say? One may agree or disagree with the RSS, but demanding that a mayor prevent its Sarsanghchalak from addressing a private community event is not a debate. It is an attempt to deny the other side the right to be heard. Most importantly, Viswanath's campaign cannot be examined in isolation. Now I will tell you about the existence of a wider network connecting several organizations and activists operating from the United States. These entities frequently appear together in campaigns targeting the RSS, Hindutva and the government of India. And at the center of this network is Abdul Malik Mujahid. He is a Pakistani origin activist associated with several organizations registered in the United States. And one of these organizations is Justice for All. I think you must all have heard about this name, Justice for All, previously also. This organization works alongside Sunita Viswanath's Hindus for Human Rights and the Indian American Muslim Council, or you can call it IAMC. What is surprising here is that Mujahid has links with Bilal Erdogan. He is the son of Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. These reveal a pattern here that deserves serious scrutiny. On one side is an activist using the label Hindus for Human Rights, and on the other side is the Indian American Muslim Council. Alongside them is Justice for All, led by a Pakistani origin activist who has connection extended to Turkey. Despite their different names and stated identities, they appear to converge on one political objective, and that is building campaigns against the RSS and discrediting Bharat globally. The question therefore is not whether Sunita Viswanath has the right to criticize the RSS or not. Of course she does, but the real question is, why does an organization claiming to speak as a Hindu voice repeatedly work with groups pursuing sustained political campaigns against prominent Hindu institutions? Let me also tell you about the advisory network surrounding Hindus for Human Rights. It names figures such as Harsh Mandar, Swara Bhaskar, Akar Patel, Teesta Sitalbad and Dr. Khalid Anis Ansari. These are not unknown or apolitical individuals. Several of them have been prominent critics or haters of the Modi government, the RSS and Sanatan Dharma. Their names have repeatedly appeared in campaigns, statements and narratives directed against Bharat's present political and cultural direction. that clearly shows an ideological ecosystem. The same individuals appear on similar platforms. The same organization endorse one another's campaign. The same language is repeated everywhere. Hindu nationalism, fascism, minority persecution, and democratic decline. The same narratives then travel from activist group to foreign media, international institutions, university campuses, and political offices. This is how an ecosystem operates. One organization creates a report, another organizes a protest, a third approaches politician, and activists record a video, a foreign media platform amplifies it. The individual components may appear separate, but together they create the impression of a large, spontaneous, and independent global reaction. Let me also mention one more name here, Ajit Sahi. He is from the Indian American Muslim Council and identifies Sunita Viswanath as one of the leading faces of Hindus for human rights. These organizations function as Indian partners within a larger international advocacy network. And this is where the campaign against Dr. Mohan Bhagwat becomes especially revealing. The demand was not simply to protest outside the venue, but the demand was to exert pressure on the mayor of New York so that the event itself could be stopped or discredited. In other words, those who constantly speak about protecting dissent wanted to prevent an opposing voice from reaching its audience. There is another aspect to it, the connection between this global activist network and political development inside Bharat. Abhijit Deepke, associated with the Cockroach Janata Party, gave his first interview to Turkey state-funded broadcaster TRT. Deepke discussed his return to Bharat with TRT even before announcing it publicly on social media. But the question is, why did a foreign Turkish state-backed media outlet receive advance access to an Indian political activist? Why do organizations campaigning against the RSS abroad appear within the same broader information ecosystem? Why do the narratives used by foreign advocacy groups so closely resemble the language used by certain activists and political formations inside Bharat? And why do the same names and organizations repeatedly surface whenever there is a campaign intended to damage Bharatiya image internationally? This is what people casually call a toolkit. When an organization called Hindus for Human Rights attack the RSS, foreign audience are encouraged to believe that Hindus themselves are rejecting a major Hindu cultural organization. The Hindu label provides credibility. It creates the appearance that the campaign is emerging organically from within the Hindu community. But how many ordinary Hindu Americans authorized HFHR to speak for them? Who elected Sunita Viswanath as the representative of Hindus? What is the organization membership base? Who funds its campaign? And why does an organization carrying Hindus in its name appear comfortable collaborating with groups accused in the thread of advancing openly hostile narratives against Hindu organizations? These questions must be answered with documents, financial disclosures, and complete transparency. This story is also about a larger category of activists, people who built influence in Western countries by presenting Bharat almost exclusively through executions of oppression and religious extremism. They rarely acknowledge Bharat's democratic mandate. They rarely discuss the RSS relief activities, social service, village level work, or contribution to national reconstruction. They rarely recognize the ideological diversity within the Hindu community. Instead, Hindu assertion is automatically described as extremism, while campaigns seeking to silence Hindu voices are presented as human rights activism. The irony could not be clearer. A woman claiming to protect human rights is asking a political authority to prevent someone from speaking. An organization claiming to represent Hindus is campaigning against one of the world's largest Hindu social organizations. Groups claiming to defend pluralism appear unwilling to tolerate a worldview different from their own. And an international network claiming to protect Indian democracy is attempting to influence how Bharat, its organization, and its elected government are viewed from foreign capitals. The response to such campaigns must not be censorship or intimidation. It must be exposure, documentation, and questions. Every connection should be examined here. Dr. Mohan Bhagwat has the right to address an invited audience. Those who disagree have the right to protest peacefully, but they do not possess a veto power, the civil liberties of others. This is the fundamental contradiction at the heart of this ecosystem. It demands unlimited space for itself while trying to shrink the space available to its ideological opponents. It invokes Hindu identity while delegitimizing major Hindu institutions. And it speaks in the name of human rights while asking political authorities to silence a voice it does not want the public to hear.